I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Good morning. Drink my coffee black. This is Roasty Buds. It's their Carolina Reaper coffee. But that's not the focus of today's review. Today's review is going to be this. I still have to cut the tip off this thing, but this is from Smok and Blunt. This is their Ghost Pepper Pineapple. I picked this. I have a bunch of them this morning. I still to review. I picked this for a reason. Ghost Pepper is one of my favorite peppers. It's one of Tommy's favorite peppers. My son Johnny Jr. loves Ghost Pepper. It's just a really fantastic pepper. And I love pineapple, so I thought that this would be a great thing to do today. It's a funny word, do today. Okay, so I'm going to read a couple cat stats, because cats are just that great. But first, I'm going to review this sauce. Let me give you the ingredients of this. First ingredient. I think I've seen this once before. The first ingredient is onions. That's spectacular when you think about it. Onions, pineapple, carrots, ground ghost peppers, jalapenos, and seasons. A seasoned mix. You'll see. I gotta cut the tip off this thing. You could cut a cow in half with these things. These are amazing. I see where it went. Perfect. All right. So let's do the aroma test first so I can tell you what this smells like. I picked the onions and the ghost peppers. Here's the thing about this sauce. I'm going to give it a good shake. There's no vinegar in this sauce at all. This is just really good stuff. All it is onions, pineapple, carrots, ground ghost peppers, jalapenos, and seasoned mix. Ooh, I can't wait. Here's the pour, people. Whoops. Let's put some of that on the table. That's all right. I am going to lick that up. That one in my coffee. There we go. All right, so this is from Smok and Blunt hot sauce. It's pineapple ghost in my coffee. I'm Johnny Scoville. This is Chase the Heat. What a wicked interesting sauce. Couple things that are noteworthy. Number one, it does have good heat, but it's not pulverizing. It's going to be way hotter for a normal for a non-chili head to try. But if you're a chili head, you're going to like it. A few things that are noteworthy. Number one, sometimes when you have a sauce, forget it, blend. Even if it's just a single pepper. Sometimes while you detect heat, you can't really taste that pepper. You guys have had that experience? You know what I mean? You'll have a habanero sauce, and you're like, yeah, it's hot, but there's a parrot. Is that a parrot? There's a parrot sitting on my fence. I'm seeing if it's worth turning the phone around. Let me hang on a second. I think there's a parrot. Unless my eyes are wrong. Give me just a minute. Does this look like a parrot to you? I'm going to turn this around and we'll see if this is a parrot. No, it's a dove. It's a dove. And I'm an idiot. That's what I thought was a parrot. It's because the tail went way down. Sorry. All right, so noteworthy. It's you really can taste the ghost pepper. All right, none of the flavors are lost. You can taste the onion, but it's not overwhelming. I thought onion being the first ingredient to be like, it's not. The onion and the ghost pepper, it just works really, really well together. I don't know. Now the jalapeno, I'm not really picking up the jalapeno. But I'm getting the ghost. It really does taste nice. Now, as far as the heat on it, I said it would be too hot for a non-chili head, and it would be. You wouldn't enjoy it. But if you're a chili head, 7 and up, yeah, you're gonna have some people say it's a 6, but it's a great tasting sauce. I'll tell you something, and I mean this now from Smok and Blunt Sauces. Their sauces are. None of them are wildly complex. And I don't mean this as a negative way at all. None of them, but they're not really complex. They're very simplistic. And I can think of a half a dozen sauce companies who are very, very similar, where every sauce they put out is relatively simplistic with ingredients, but the taste is just happy and good. So there's my review for ghost pepper pineapple. Really is a delightful. It'd be a great sauce on ice cream. Be a great. Here's the thing. I don't put sauces in a box unless I'm shipping them. But you know what I mean? They this is a dessert sauce. Just whatever you want to put it on. Put it on a spoon. People get too hung up on what a sauce is for. Use your imagination. Whatever you feel like, go for it. All right, so I feel silly. I thought that was a parrot. And the reason I think it's funny, just so you know, there is a parrot that flies around here. My brother and I have seen it. We assume it's a bird that got, somebody had it as a pet, and that thing flew out the window. Like I would have. If you're a bird and you're in a cage and you see an open window, you're not making a break for it? Come on. So anyway, there's a parrot that we see around here. And it's a parrot. No two ways about it. So I thought that for a second. I'm like, man, there's a parrot, another parrot around here. Let's talk about some cats. Interesting cats. Do you understand that, believe it or not, a lot of people actually... Let's talk about luck. Do you believe in good luck, bad luck, good luck, bad luck, whatever? If I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Listen, I don't know if it was Ben Franklin, Henry Ford, one of the smart dudes, said, I believe in good luck. The harder I work, the more good luck I get. So I'm not a big believer in luck. However, listen to this. Many people, believe it or not, that black cats are bad luck. The idea stems from folklore across various cultures that painted black cats as bad omens. Additionally, some legends even claim that black cats are a witch's sidekick, or even witches reincarnated. If you stumble across a black cat that cuts across your path, you're believed to experience a stroke of bad luck as a result. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, some cultures actually view bad cats as deities, black cats, as deities and good omens, bringing luck and protection to their owners or loved ones. For example, in Japan, a black cat symbolizes fortune, prosperity, and love. I have had a black cat. I had a black cat named Josh, and it was the most athletic cat I've ever owned. It was amazing. Another common assumption about cats is that they all hate water. You know that's not true. Experts believe this is because it takes a while for cats' fur to dry, leaving them damp and cold and weighed down for a while, for quite some time, and they don't dig that. Additionally, some owners believe even using spray bottles to punish their cats for misbehaving will do that to them. It's not recommended by, this is not recommended by vets, by the way. It can actually create a negative association with humans and doesn't actually teach them right from wrong. In fact, this might even create a dislike for water. I had a vet tell me that, and I used the water spray technique on a cat I had named Zeke for trying to break a habit. He didn't hate water. He never stopped loving water. He sat on the back of my shower, and he loved people. So, but I it's not a good idea to spray a cat. I don't know. Listen, it is what it is. I'm a cat. Listen, you're never going to see me do anything negative to a cat. I love cats a lot. I love all animals, but I'm a cat guy. So you'll never see me do anything negative to a cat. One of the most common myths about cats is that they aren't affectionate and they hate humans. First of all, that's the dumbest myth, and I don't really know anybody who says that. The media, many television shows and movies, and society in general, often portray cats as unloving, cold creatures who dislike being around humans. It's frequently a frequent assumption that cats want nothing to do with their owners and would rather be left alone. Couldn't be further from the truth. Squirrel, the cat we have in this house, is unbelievably affectionate. She follows you around. When Tommy's here, she follows Tommy around. When Tommy's not here, she follows me around the house. Or if I walk into a different room, she'll follow me. It's crazy. The claim is not true. Cats are affectionate. While some cats are less affectionate than others and might not express their love like other pets, like dogs, cats can be extremely affectionate and they feel love and safe when they feel love and safe. In fact, many cats are actually quite cuddly and clingy, big time. Additionally, you've seen or experienced a cat brushing up against you or someone's leg is a way of bonding. Another misconception is that cats always land on their feet. While they oftentimes do land on their feet, this isn't always the case for cats. The adorable animal has a righting reflex that helps them orient themselves and land on their paws rather than their side or their back. Additionally, they have flexible backbones and a vestibular apparatus in their ears that aid in balance. The ability to land on their feet is typically fully developed by 7 weeks old and can be as early as 3 weeks. However, this doesn't guarantee a cat will always land on its feet. Many cats have been injured or fatally harmed from severe falls where they did not land on their feet. This is a common occurrence that many vets do see. While many people believe it's more difficult for a cat to land on its feet from great heights, cats actually have more difficult with shorter falls as there's less time for their instinct to kick in. I have seen a video of a cat that fell from the edge of a building, and it must have fallen 5 or 6 stories. Does one of these things, like it's cupping the air with its body, landed, and ran off. Didn't make me feel good. I don't like seeing things like that. I don't like gore, shows like that or movies like that. But another misconception is that a purring cat is always a happy cat. Not necessarily the truth. Purring is a common sound that cats create. When a cat purrs, we usually believe that it feels content and safe. This is often the case, especially if your furry friend is cuddled up with you or otherwise appears comfortable. However, cats can purr for a variety of other reasons too. We've talked about that recently. Sometimes the cat will purr as a way to comfort itself, like a self-soothing sort of a mechanism, if they're scared or threatened, or even if they're in pain. It also may use purring as a form of communication, especially when the cat's hungry. Additionally, mother cats will purr to comfort and bond with their babies. That being said, if your cat has been purring more than usual while displaying new or unusual behavior, don't just assume your cat is content. Consider taking it to the vet to ensure that it isn't pain they're experiencing. There's an old English proverb that claims that cats have 9 lives. We've all heard of it. For 3 he plays, for 3 he strays, and for the last 3, for 3 he plays, for 3 he strays, and for the last 3 he stays. Have you ever heard that? I've been a cat lover forever, and while I've heard that cats have 9 lives, I've never heard that before. This is this is likely the most obvious myth. However, it's important to address the idea behind it. Cats don't actually have 9 lives. They just have 1 like everybody else. However, while its exact origin is unknown, the idea of this being true likely stems from different legends of those listed earlier, that cats are reincarnated witches or even deities. Another reason which people use this expression is because cats are resilient creatures with their ability to survive high falls, like I mentioned a few moments ago, and their stealthy yet curious nature makes them sense that gives them the sense that they've earned this reputation. Another falsehood is that cats are nocturnal. Now, if you have a cat, you might assume it's nocturnal, like a squirrel does things in the middle of the night, as it's not uncommon for cats to get the zoomies or bursts of energy in the middle of the night. You also might notice that your cat sleeps throughout the day, giving you the impression that it might be nocturnal, but it's not. However, most cats do sleep between 12 and 18 hours a day, usually somewhere around 15. They do naturally spend much of their day napping. Cats are also crepuscular, making them the most active at dawn and at dusk. While they might keep you awake with their antics throughout the night, this does not mean they're nocturnal. Think of it this way: just because you as a human may stay awake until 3 a.m., it doesn't make you nocturnal either. And this is the last one that I'm going to read about because I have an issue with it. Declawing your cat. Don't do that. I've owned cats my whole life. I've never had a cat destroy a piece of furniture. Ever. Sharpening their claws. Ever. I've never had a cat, a home that you walked into and go, oh, they've got a cat in here. Ever. But declawing cats, it's a problem. Listen to this. Many people assume that it's safe or even beneficial to declaw a cat. I want you to think about this. Often owners simply don't want to deal with a cat scratching furniture or becoming a victim of aggressive clawing. The squirrel is the weirdest cat. She has never clawed me. You can rub her stomach and she'll paw at you and even kick you with her back feet, but her claws are not out. She'll be up from a high, on top of a entertainment center, and she'll want to jump down and she'll meow. So you walk over and she'll jump on your shoulder. No claws. I'm serious. It's the weirdest cat. However, sometimes they use claws, right? So sometimes owners will remove them. Declawing your cat will cause paw pain, back pain, infection. It can cause infection, tissue death, nerve damage, and bone spurs, among other things. It also makes them more susceptible to fatal attacks if they were to venture outdoors and run into a predator. Without their claws, they're almost defenseless, which can also trigger them to become biters. Declawing your cat is actually illegal in many states, as is considered inhumane. And that being said, it's best to clip your cat's nails regularly to ensure that they're not too sharp or long, every 2 to 3 weeks. Let me share with you something. I've owned cats my entire life. I've never, ever, not one time ever clipped their fingernail, their toenails, their claws, ever. They do it themselves. If you have a cat, you find little pieces of toenails around claws sometimes that they do it themselves. I've never clipped a cat's toenails. I've never declawed a cat. Another thing that you need to know is when cats are declawed, I have never seen a cat where both front and back feet are declawed. I've only seen cats where the front paws are declawed. In a cat, if you have a cat where the front claws are declawed, first of all, you have to understand, it's not just like taking off claws, it's like taking off the tips of your fingers. It's a terrible, terrible thing to do to a cat. However, if you do that, that cat's gonna realize that it still has back feet, back claws, and it's gonna become way more aggressive with its back feet if you play with it than a cat that you had never done that to. And yeah, we're gonna wrap it up now. That was a great sauce from Smok and Blunt. Ghost pepper pineapple. Really was nice. It tasted great. It's got a great flavor. There's no vinegar in it. It's just a super, super sauce. So I'm urging you to buy some. In the description box, you're going to see a link for Smok and Blunt hot sauce. They're a great company. Please check them out. Right there, you're going to see Tommy Jr. or Johnny Jr. That's my son. He's got a great channel. He's really good at it. Who knew? There's Tommy, my baby brother. Check his channel out, The Lifeboat. About recovery, living your best life, right there, and a bunch of other stuff. All the challenges I've ever done, pepperology there. Hey, I love you guys. Let's make it a fantastic day today, okay? I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the